Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So to get started with this look, I'm just putting on masking tape underneath my eyes. So to create today's look, I'm going to be using Jaclyn Hill's palette, and I'm going to start with the color ENLIGHT. I'll be using a big blending brush, and I'll use this color on my crease. Honestly, I am shocked how amazing the pigment is in this palette, and the texture of the shadows was completely different than any of their other palettes I've tried. And I also ended up reading up about this, and I believe they changed the way they press their pigments in their formula, and I noticed a huge difference. I don't know if I'm the only one, but it felt it was a bit more creamy when I was swatching the palettes. Okay, so next I'm going to be using the color Silk Cream, and I'm going to be using the same blending brush, and I'm going to use this on my crease, going over the first color I used. I felt the first shade was a bit too light, so I'm just kind of toning it down with this color. And it plays really well as a second transition color. When I started to create this look, I had no idea what colors I wanted to use. I just picked whatever looked good to me. So this was kind of a trial and error for me, but it ended up looking really nice. I was dying to use this color. I'm going to go in with the color Royalty for my lid, and I'm using a flat brush and just patting it down in the center of my lid, and then making kind of like a round curve. So kind of to blend the purple color I used, I'm going to go in with the shade TWERK, and I'm going to use Morphe'S M411 brush. And just kind of where I ended the curve, I'm going to blend out with the color TWERK and go up until where my crease is. So what I was going for is a blue-purple look, but depending on the light and the angle you're looking at, either it'll look purple or you'll get like this hint of blue, and I thought that would look really pretty. So to blend out that purple and to take away all my harsh lines, I'm going to go in with the color POOTER, and I'm using that same blending brush and just blending it out until there's no more harsh lines. For my lower lash line, I am going to be mixing the color Loyalty and TWERK together and using an angled flat brush. Now for my inner corner of my eye, and to make the shadow pop, I am going to go in with the color Beam. And I'm using kind of like a long, round, tapered brush. Just to touch it up a bit, I'm using the color Twerk, the blue shade again, and just adding it back on the top and blending it out. So I still have that blue-purple look I wanted. So for under my eyes, I am using the concealer by Kat Von D, and I'm using a big flat contour brush and just blending it out. And taking out my nose ring so I don't get concealer all over it. But I actually ended up losing this nose ring after I put it down and cannot find it anywhere. For my foundation, I'm using MAC Cosmetics Pro Longwear Foundation. And I'm going to be using a brush today and blending it. I go back and forth a lot between a beauty blender and a brush because I like how you get that flawless finish with a beauty blender, but I also feel like it's even if I wash my sponge, I feel like it's still dirty, and for some reason when I do it with a brush, I feel like when I shampoo it and just feels a lot more cleaner, and I break out a lot less with a brush. And I don't know if that's just me or if that's really a thing, but I've been going back to a brush just because I've been breaking out. Okay, so for my waterline, I'm using BAREMINERALS Around the Clock at 3 AM. It's a super metallic-y silver gold champagne color liner. And then I'm also using Marc Jacobs black eyeliner and going right on top of it just so it's not as bright. And you can just do black, you don't have to do both. I did this extra step. So for my contour, I'm going to start with BLISS's bronzer. And I'm going to use a bronzer brush and just kind of slowly start from my ear. And I'm going to stop midway. This is just to kind of start the contour. I'm going to switch to a lighter color because I don't want it to be too harsh. I don't want it to look extreme. And I know I usually fast forward, but I left this one at normal speed just so you can see how I do my contour. So for that second color, I am using Too Faced bronzer in chocolate. And just going right on top of the darker shade, I'm going to kind of dab, pat it down, and then blend it out up until where my lips are. And every time I use this technique, I get a lot of compliments because it's such a flawless finish. It's smooth. At the same time, you know I'm wearing makeup, but it does look natural. And then just touching up on my jawline. So for my blush, I'm using Tarte's Blush Color Wheel and using the shade Culture. And I always pat it down right above where my bronzer is. And for my highlight, I'm going to use MAC's highlighter in Soft Frost. And lately, what I've been doing is I've been applying my blush, and then right on top of it, I go over with my highlighter. It gives a really pretty pink look. The idea I got from Huda Beauty's summer highlight palette that she came out with, that pretty purple, orange, yellow transition, I thought I could create the same look but just with using my blush and going over it with my highlighter. I thought that would look really nice. For my mascara, I'm using BAREMINERALS Lash Domination. And of course, I rarely wear false lashes unless it's an occasion. So if you've been watching my videos, you know for my lipstick, I always use Kiss Me lipstick. It is an online lipstick subscription. It's only $20 per month, and that is with the shipping. And they send you 3 colors, and they are amazing. I absolutely love, love, love these lipsticks. And for today's look, I'm using the color Bestie and just going over it with a clear gloss. And that completes my look.